This video is for anyone with a 99 to 04 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the WJ. I've been having a problem with the airflow coming out of the dash vents. What happens is, over time throughout the day, air comes out of these vents just fine in all of the dash vents. But after maybe a half an hour or an hour, you will hear the fan going full speed, making all the noise possible, but nothing coming out of the vents, or almost nothing coming out of the vents. It's never immediate. It always takes time to develop. Now, I've replaced the blower fan. I've replaced the connector for the resistor. I've done the hack with the recirculation door because mine is broken, so it's completely stuck in the recirculation position. That's the position I want. Now, I've just discovered how to actually see what's the problem, because it wasn't the fan, it wasn't the resistor, it wasn't the recirculation door. I pulled off this kick panel, it's right here, and check under here. I checked all of the gears. I went through all the different modes to watch all of these gears move. And there's the mode select motor right here. So this one I believe is for the feet. This one is for the this one is for the feet and defroster. This one, and there's another one a little further back in there. It's for the dash vents. That all works just fine. I pulled this panel off. This is how you actually check it. I pulled this panel off here. It's only got 4 clips, so just pop those off with the panel removal tool. And if you look inside, this is the door for these 2 vents. Now, these side vents, and one over here are controlled by a separate door that's in the back. But this door specifically is for these 2 vents. Now, this is how I figured it out. I turned it on. The engine is off, by the way. I put this all the way to the feet. So as you can see, as you move it closer to feet, it closes this vent to send all the air down there. And the more you get closer to the dash, it opens up. If you put it all the way to, okay, that's it. Now it's all the way open. That's all the way open for it. About halfway, but that's all the way open. So as you put it closer to floor, it closes. All right. You put it all the way on the floor, it closes all the way. This is how you figure it out. Because I used a screwdriver to go in and push on this door a bit to see if the door itself was broken, like the blend doors down here that I need to replace. And I couldn't push it. It was tight going in. But this is how you figure it out right here. So you just go 1 click over. Now it's open a little bit. Turn the air up all the way, and you'll watch it. The air itself, the force of the air will push the door closed, meaning the door is actually damaged. You just can't push it that way. But if I was behind it, I would be able to push it closed, which is what happens after about half an hour or so of driving. Is the force of the air will eventually push this door closer to the closed position, which is why you won't get air. So remember, go all the way to the floor position. It goes all the way. Open 1. Turn the air up. Didn't do it that time. See how it moved? It's not supposed to move like that. in this position, it won't be so noticeable. But if you go to just one position before closed, should be right there, and turn the air up, it'll push it closed. That's letting you know that this door's damaged, needs to be replaced. So you can also do it this way. You can just watch the motion of the door and see how it's smooth. Everything is smooth. But turn the air up first. Now you'll see that once it gets to that position, it'll just slam closed. Like that. See how it'll just the air will just push it. Meanwhile, that's the closed position, not this. Let's see. So that's letting me know that this door needs to be replaced because it's actually damaged, which means the other door that controls these other vents is just as damaged because it happens simultaneously. Unfortunately, this means the complete removal of the dash, the complete removal of the HVAC box in order to get the top off. Because once you take the dash out, the HVAC box behind it is two pieces, and you cannot take the top piece off unless you take the whole thing out, which means removing all the refrigerant, removing all the coolant. So if you plan on doing this, there's a guy, Brian's Mobile One. He put up a good video on how to remove a dash. I actually tried it at the junkyard on a 2004 WJ a few days ago. And it's actually really quick. If you know how to use, if you're mechanically inclined at all, I would say about an hour and a half. It took me an hour and a half, and I was moving slow. It was hot. You know, it's upper 90s out here in the junkyard through all of LA right now. So if you plan on doing this fix, I wouldn't recommend doing the quick fix where you just cut the hole, you remove this glove box, cut the hole in the top portion of the HVAC box to replace those two blend doors, because I did that. But after removing the dashboard from one in the junkyard, it was an identical one. It was a 2004. It was a limited, same color, same wood, fake wood. Considering how quickly you can remove this dashboard and remove the HVAC box, it just doesn't make sense to do that, because that's going to take you just as long, because you're going to have to cut a hole in the side of it. Then you got to cut a second hole if you have the independent, if you have the dual zone, you got to cut a second hole in the mid wall. So it's going to take you almost just as long as it will be to take this dashboard out. It's really not that hard to take one of these out. And I recommend, if you're going to do it, take the dash out, take the HVAC box out. While you're replacing those doors, replace the recirculation door, and replace your what do we call it for the heater? I forget what it's called. My mind is turned off for the moment. But yeah, for the heater, I can't even think of the name right now, but for the heater, you replace that because it's all in the same box and you're taking it out anyway. So you might as well just do it all in one go. Save yourself the trouble. I did it. I cut the hole and I regret it because I wasn't able to get it back right perfectly. So I'm going to take it out anyway to do these doors. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go to the junkyard and get another top portion of an HVAC box to replace mine, because mine has a hole in it. So anybody that has one of these 9904 WJs, it's really not that hard to remove a dash. It's really not that hard to figure out what's wrong with your airflow. A lot of people say when you replace the resistor connector, you got to reverse the wires. That can fix it for some people, but that's always a it's never working type of scenario. You never have airflow. But if you have airflow when you first start it up and it's just fine, after a while it gradually goes away, it's not the fan. I've been there. I already have my replacement fan. It didn't fix it. It just made it sound different. That's all it did. This is the problem in there. The two doors, those are the problem, not anything down there.